The college basketball season is officially here, and we might have just witnessed the best debut by a freshman class in college basketball history. And in today's video, we're going over how the best freshmen in college basketball performed in their season debuts. But before we jump into it, if you enjoy the content, please consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And now, let's jump into it. And to start us off, we have to talk about Arizona freshman Koa Peat because he just delivered one of the most dominant college debuts we've ever seen. Peat finished with 30 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and 3 steals against the defending national champion Florida Gators. And the Gators have what most thought was the best front court in the country, but from the opening tip, Peat looked completely unfazed as he physically bullied defenders, created off the bounce, and orchestrated the offense like a veteran. And Peat's impact wasn't just on the offensive end, he switched on to guards, battled in the post, and made defensive plays that completely swung the momentum. And he's the first player in Big 12 history to post 30 points and 5 assists in a career debut. And this wasn't a one-off performance, as Peat has been a proven winner at every level, and his two-way presence makes Arizona dangerous this season. And if this debut is any indication, we're witnessing the rise of another superstar and someone who could belong in the top-tier freshman conversation. And in the second primetime game of opening night, Dybantsa wasted no time showing why he's been called one of the best scoring prospects ever. The 6'9" forward made his college debut look effortless, dropping 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists in BYU's 71-66 win over Villanova. And even though he missed a few easy looks and went just 2 of 7 from the free throw line, when the game got tight late, Dybantsa completely took over. With the score tied at 59, he scored 6 of the next 8 points for the Cougars, using his size and elite handle to create from everywhere on the floor. And whether it was a pull-up jumper or a finish through contact, he made it look smooth and effortless. And this was just the beginning for what seems to be an impressive one-and-done season for Dybantsa at BYU. Darryn Peterson also looked good in his official college debut as he showcased why he's projected as the #1 pick in next summer's NBA draft by most. The Kansas freshman came out firing as he hit a 3 and threw down a dunk before the first media timeout, and by halftime, he already had 18 points, 3 boards, and 3 assists. And by the end of it, Peterson finished with 21 points in just 22 minutes on a hyper-efficient 7 for 11 shooting, including 3 triples, and added in 2 steals and a block. But what stood out the most was his control, as every move he made felt deliberate. And Peterson and Kansas sophomore Flory Badunga looked to be one of college basketball's best inside-out duos, and if this debut is any indication, Kansas has its next superstar, and the Jayhawks might be a serious threat come March. The last of the big 3 freshmen is Cameron Boozer, and Boozer had a debut that was a tale of 2 halves. But when it mattered most, the freshman phenom completely took over. After missing his first 7 shots and going scoreless in the first half, Boozer stormed back with 15 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals to lead Duke past Texas in a 15-point win. And once he decided to stop settling for jumpers and attack the paint, everything changed for him. Boozer drew 10 fouls in the game, went 9 for 12 from the free throw line, and showcased the physicality and poise that make him a projected top 3 pick in the 2026 NBA draft. His and-one spin move in the post was a turning point in the game and helped ignite Duke's 14-point surge late in the second half. And even on an off shooting night, Boozer's ability to dominate the glass and defend shows he can impact winning without scoring, and this may be his worst game all season. Ament bounced back in a big way after his inefficient exhibition debut against Duke. In Tennessee's 76-61 win over Mercer, the freshman forward looked far more comfortable and in control, finishing with 18 points and 9 rebounds on 6 of 11 shooting. His activity on the glass stood out again, showing that his energy translates beyond just scoring. An immense second-half surge, highlighted by an aggressive drives and a 12-point burst, was a reminder of the superstar flashes that made him such a coveted recruit. An immense combination of athleticism and potential make him one of the SEC's most exciting freshmen this season. Louisville freshman Mikel Brown Jr. didn't need much time to make an impression in his collegiate debut. In just 18 minutes of a blowout win over South Carolina State, the freshman floor general posted 11 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds, and showed flashes of the elite playmaking and scoring potential that made him a top 5 prospect. Brown's passing instincts immediately stood out to me. He fired cross-court dimes with his left hand, sliced through pick and rolls with precision, and even threw down a dunk in the half court, which showed some sneaky athleticism that even caught me off guard. And his feel for the game is already advanced and looks to be a true leader running the show for Pat Kelsey. And once he's tested against higher level competition, we'll see just how high his ceiling can be. But John Calipari and Arkansas have not one but two great freshman guards in its backcourt duo of Darius Acuff Jr. and Meleek Thomas. And the two McDonald's All-Americans absolutely exploded in their college debuts, combining for 53 points, 11 assists, and 4 steals on 7 of 15 shooting from deep in a 109-77 blowout win over Southern. Acuff came out firing, scoring 20 of his 22 points in the first half alone, while orchestrating an 18-6 run that blew the game wide open, and his mix of composure and confidence made him look more like a veteran than a freshman. Meanwhile, Meleek Thomas was everywhere, scoring, facilitating, rebounding, and showcasing the all-around explosiveness that's been missing from Arkansas in recent years, and he finished with 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists of his own. And Calipari hinted post-game that these two will share the floor even more as the season goes on, and that's a terrifying thought for opposing defenses. Arkansas hasn't had a backcourt this dynamic in years, and if their chemistry continues to build, the Acuff-Thomas pairing could be the key to making the Razorbacks a legitimate SEC contender and maybe even a dark horse in the NCAA tournament. Cenac Jr. made his presence felt in his debut for Kelvin Sampson in Houston, as the projected first-round pick started his college career with a 12-point, 10-rebound double-double and a 75-57 win over Lehigh, and he showed exactly why he was one of the most coveted bigs in the 2025 class. Cenac scored 10 of his points within the first 6 minutes of the game, knocking down 3 triples and throwing down a monster dunk, and his ability to stretch the floor as a true frontcourt shooter gives Houston an offensive dimension they haven't had in years from their bigs. And although the Big 12 is loaded with great freshmen like Peterson, Dybantsa, and Koa Peat, I wouldn't be surprised if Cenac is included in the conversation for Big 12 Freshman of the Year. And another big that had an impressive debut was Caleb Wilson, who actually made North Carolina history, as he is only the 5th UNC freshman in the last 30 seasons to score 20 or more in his debut. And the 5-star freshman ended up with 22 points in just 25 minutes of action during a dominant Tar Heel win over Central Arkansas. Wilson was electric from the jump, throwing down multiple alley-oop dunks and hitting on an efficient 8 of 10 from the field, while adding in 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. And his combination of length, touch, and energy stood out immediately to me. And although there will be tougher tests ahead, Wilson's athleticism and ability to impact the game at every level make it clear that he isn't just another hyped freshman and will be a major force for the Tar Heels all season long. But one of my favorite debuts that's gone under the radar was Baylor freshman Tounde Yessoufou, and after starting 0 for 6 with a couple of turnovers, the explosive freshman flipped a switch and went on to hit his next 10 shots, finishing with 24 points, 7 rebounds, and a 70% true shooting mark in 30 minutes of play. And in Baylor's season opener, Yessoufou was constantly cutting, attacking the rim, crashing the glass, and flying in transition, and his energy and athleticism were impossible to miss. And if he can keep building on this performance and stay consistent, he's going to be one of the Big 12's most exciting freshmen in my opinion. Washington freshman Hans Steinbach wasted no time showing why his name's been buzzing all offseason long, as the German freshman big was dominant in his college debut, posting 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists on an incredible 9 of 11 shooting from the field. His blend of mobility, footwork, and passing touch made him look like a seasoned pro from the jump, and Steinbach even dominated early with 15 first half points, showing soft hands around the rim and great instincts as a roll man. He's athletic in transition and brings a steady motor every possession, and his play proves that Washington's found a future star, and Steinbach will become one of the most popular and productive bigs in college basketball this season. And lastly, I have to mention David Mirkovic from Illinois, as the 6'9", 255-pound freshman from Montenegro showed off an impressive debut of his own, finishing with 19 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists in a dominant 113-55 Illini win over Jackson State. And what stood out to me the most about Mirkovic was his versatility. He bullied defenders inside, hit 2 threes, and showcased an outstanding passing feel as well. And Mirkovic's combination of power and poise makes him a matchup nightmare for almost any front court. And if he gets enough minutes, Mirkovic could average a double-double and compete for Big Ten Freshman of the Year. But But those weren't the only freshmen that had impressive debuts, as some others include Mirkovic's teammate Keaton Wagler, who finished with 18 points and 6 rebounds in his debut and played at a very high level. Kyan Anthony scored 15 points and showcased his 3-level scoring ability off the bench for Syracuse. Maryland freshman Darius Acuff showed a lot of poise in his collegiate debut and dropped 16 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds for the Terrapins. Shelton Henderson was the second leading scorer for Miami and finished with 15 points in just 17 minutes of play. Braden Frazier had a standout performance and led the Cornhuskers in scoring with 22 points on 8 of 11 shooting. True freshman Trey McKinney looked great for the Wolverines with his 21 points and 4 assists performance. Jasper Johnson came off the bench for Kentucky and dropped 11 points and 4 assists for the Wildcats, and although some don't consider him a true freshman, Virginia forward Tice DeRitter recorded an impressive 21-point, 10-rebound double-double in his collegiate debut. And with all the talent in this freshman class, we are just getting started. But that wraps it up for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this year's freshman class, and who do you think is going to be the best freshman in all of college basketball this season. Also, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.